This morning on DC News Now, we're tracking a wet start to your Friday, and we're also tracking a few pockets of some steady to heavy rain at times now pushing its way in. And this is just the beginning. This is just the start of all the rain that'll be pushing through the day today. I'll have more details and the timing coming up.
Also coming up this morning, a deadly triple shooting inside of a Northern Virginia home. What police know so far and what questions are still not answered.
I'm officially announcing my candidacy for the United States Senate.
Plus, a potential face-off in West Virginia, why Governor Jim Justice says he is running to replace Senator Joe Manchin.
And later, getting a rebrand, a fort in Southern Virginia going by a new name starting today. How this move is making history in the Commonwealth.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, good Friday morning to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. We're going to start you off with a live look outside on a not the best start to a Friday, Jackie. Lots of rain. Look at all that green out there.
Yeah, we're tracking a lot of that rainfall pushing its way through much of the region right now, and that continues to work its way off towards our north and east. So that green starting to fill its way in. Also starting to notice some yellows and reds popping up, indicating some higher intensity in terms of that rainfall. So a bit more of that steady to heavy rain at times over towards parts of western Maryland and even across parts of West Virginia, even down towards Charlottesville. That batch of rain will get you to work its way off towards the north and east and into parts of our viewing area over the next hour or so. A wider view of satellite radar shows us the setup. We certainly have the clouds and certainly have the wet weather working in, but all that rainfall that's even extending as far south as North Carolina, that still has to push its way through our area. So it looks like the bulk of our day will be wet for your Friday. Temperatures are starting off into the 50s. We're upper 50s in DC, low 50s in Hagerstown, low to mid 50s back out towards Kaiser and Cumberland. So a relatively mild start to the day, but those temperatures really won't budge all too much through the day. Also, we'll see that wind and gusts right now right around 25 miles per hour. We'll likely see gusts in excess of 35 miles per hour through the afternoon, but we do have a wind advisory for the higher elevations out towards the Blue Ridge, where those wind gusts could exceed 45 miles per hour. Futurecast by 9 a.m. looking at steady to heavy rain right around D.C. before that eventually lifts out. Still scattered showers through the afternoon. More details coming up. Shanika's here with the all-important look at the roadways. How's traffic right now?
All right, we have a couple of issues just in. We have a pedestrian struck. This is in Montgomery County in the Aspen Hill area. That's off of Georgia Avenue in Connecticut heading northbound. So do beware of that. We're still on the outer loop in Northern Virginia. This is in Alexandria. You're still seeing police activity and heavy crash response. We do have a tractor trailer crash here. So the inner and outer loop, you could see that long stretch between Van Dorn and Eisenhower. You will get stuck on both sides, and this is right before the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. Other than that, 66 heading westbound off of the Beltway right near Nutley. You're dealing with crash activity. That is to the right, but the rest of your roadways are looking good. You're not looking at any delays on the top side or the lower side.
Thank you, Shanika. Your time right now is coming up on 6:03 on a Friday.
Let's take a look at your know-and-go headlines this morning. Fairfax County police are trying to figure out who shot and killed 3 people in Springfield, Virginia. Now, this happened on Wild Spruce Drive near Silver Pine Drive last night. Police say a housekeeper told them they heard gunshots from the basement. They say that is where they found 2 men and a woman dead.
Outgoing Police Chief Robert Conti and Mayor Bowser bringing change to policing in the district. Conti announced a new plan yesterday. It focuses on officers getting out of their cars and interacting with the community. He says a similar plan has worked in the past.
And Montgomery County Public Schools says it is laying out plans to address hate crimes. The superintendent says they will bring on experts in equity and discrimination to help them. Now, this comes as hate crimes are up 250% this year. Time right now at 6:03. Neighbors in Fairfax County are waking up this morning after learning 3 people were shot and killed in a Springfield home last night. DC News Now's Lex Morris is live in front of that house this morning. And Lex, police say a 2-year-old was inside that home when those shots were fired.
Yeah, Corey, that's right. A total of 3 kids actually live inside of the home. The other 2 were not here when the shooting happened. And the positive to this story is that all 3 are safe this morning. Now, the housekeeper actually found the bodies in the basement of the home. 2 men and 1 woman all shot to death. Now, police say 2 of those victims had been shot multiple times, while one of them only had 1 gunshot wound. At this time, they aren't drawing conclusions, but they have not ruled out murder-suicide. Police say that multiple people were in the home when it happened, that 2-year-old, the housekeeper, and the family's live-in nanny.
She was in one of the upper levels of the home. The gunshots were heard from the basement.
Overwhelming. I mean, it just happened so quickly.
You had neighbors saying that they even flooded the streets out here after realizing that something had happened at the home. Now, if it is deemed a murder-suicide, it will be the third in Fairfax County in the last 2 months. Right now, no charges have been filed in this case. Fairfax County Police do say that it is a domestic incident. They say that they will be giving us an update sometime today. Live in Springfield, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
All right, thank you, Lex. New this morning, the U.S. Army says 3 soldiers are dead and another injured after a helicopter crash. This happened last night in Alaska near Fort Wainwright. The Army says 2 Apache helicopters collided while returning from a training flight. The Army is not releasing the names of the soldiers who were killed. And a train derailment in Wisconsin left train cars scattered. Look at this. The cars derailed yesterday right next to the Mississippi River. Officials say the middle section of that train derailed. 4 people were taken to the hospital with what we're told are non-life-threatening injuries.
In 1 month, D.C. Police Chief Robert Conti is stepping away from the department to take on a role with the FBI.
That is right. The chief spoke about this decision publicly for the first time yesterday. He says the opportunity with the FBI was just too good to pass up. Conti now begins to wrap up his 33-year career with D.C. Police. He says the decision to leave the force was not an easy one. He called holding the position, quote, the highest honor. However, he says the tragedies of the job weighed heavily on him over the years.
If I never have to hear another parent who lost their child screams, if I never have to hear that again, I'm okay.
The position is already listed online. There are a long list of requirements, including at least 15 years of police experience.
The search for D.C.'s new top cop comes as the department is facing historic staffing lows. Now, the latest numbers show the department has lost 450 officers since 2020. Councilmember Brianne Nadeau introducing a new bill to combat the shortage. It would nearly double the pay for MPD cadets, bringing their salary from around $37,000 to $60,000.
We have expanded our police program to now have 118 young people, majority of them from Ward 7 and Ward 8. Half of those young women who are now having a paid salary. Their tuition is paid for. We're paying for their education.
The district is also offering a $25,000 hiring bonus for any new officer. Meantime, as the city works to recruit more officers, the latest data also shows overall crime is up 25% compared to this time last year.
That is right. Those numbers have led D.C. Police and the mayor to introduce a new plan to curb crime here in the district. Outgoing Chief Conti talked about the more policing engagement with the community as a way to prevent crime. That means more cops getting out of their cars and interacting with the people they serve. Conti says the goal is to help drive down crime spikes in the nation's capital as summer approaches when violence normally starts to climb. People have mixed feelings about this new strategy.
I think it's very important because it makes the people feel safe. You know, you want to be somewhere to feel safe.
The cops should give us respect first, and then maybe we'll be able to talk to them. Instead of just talking to us or trying to figure us out, the first thing they do is be aggressive.
Conti said the district tried the plan in the 6th district last year. He said it reduced violent crime by about 7%. All right, 6:08 right now. The results of this new strategy will be studied by professors at George Mason University.
2 senators are introducing a bipartisan bill to force the Supreme Court to create a new code of conduct for justices. Now, this comes after a ProPublica report revealed conservative Justice Clarence Thomas failed to disclose luxury trips he accepted from Texas billionaire Harlan Crow. The bill would require the Supreme Court to create ethical guidelines and standards. It would also require someone being assigned to handle any violation complaints of the code and give the court authority to investigate.
This is all garbage. This is left-wing and frankly racist hatred.
There are no ethic guidelines, guardrails at the highest court in the land. This seems ridiculous.
There are also concerns over a property sale involving Neil Gorsuch. According to Politico, Gorsuch did not disclose the buyer was the CEO of one of the nation's largest law firms. An investigation revealing the law firm is regularly involved in cases before the High Court.